Hey, hello, hi, this is Zoe from Seneca, and today we're going to look at transition metals. So, the transition metals are found in the middle of the periodic table between groups 2 and 3. Relative to the alkali metals, transition metals have higher density. Transition metals have much more mass for the same volume than alkali metals. The high density makes them useful in construction. Transition metals have higher melting points than alkali metals. For example, iron's melting point is 1,583 degrees Celsius. That's hot. Whereas sodium's is about 98 degrees Celsius. Pathetic. High melting points make them useful for cooking equipment. Transition metals are less reactive than alkali metals. For example, iron takes weeks to rust when in contact with oxygen and water, whereas sodium does this in a few seconds. Rubbish. Transition metals are stronger and harder than alkali metals, and that muscle is something else. Okay, iron takes weeks to rust when it comes into contact with oxygen and water. Sodium, however, rusts in a few seconds. Pathetic, we've said. This proves that transition metals are generally much less reactive than alkali metals. Which of the following are transition metals? Titanium, tick. Oh, I really want to sing that song, but I'm not going to. I really want to sing that song. Okay, moving on. Cobalt, tick, and iron, tick. Because of their unique position in the periodic table, transition metals have some special properties that make them very useful for chemists. So, for example, they can form ions with different positive charges. For example, iron can form Fe2+ or Fe3+. Copper, similarly, can form Cu+ and Cu2+. Cu2. Can also form different colour compounds. For example, copper 1 sulfate is white, whereas copper 2 sulfate is blue. Mix and match. They're also often used as catalysts. So, for example, iron is used in the Haber process to produce ammonia. Platinum and rhodium are used in catalytic converters in cars. Compared to alkali metals, the melting point of transition metals are usually much higher. Good. Okay, and iron is usually used in the Haber process to make ammonia. Platinum and rhodium are used in catalytic converters in cars. These are all examples of transition metals being used as catalysts. Okay, good. That's all for today. Thank you for joining and see you next time. Bye.